bunch of confusion. Like, I don't get it. How do you steal characters from a book that's existed before yours? You've inserted it in your own book, and then you call the other messages corrupted. Like, it just doesn't make no sense to me. Spirituality, you're going to rinse this spaghetti Allah. Can I follow, host? Of course you can follow me. Why not? Why not? Why not? We are strong when we're on the go.
Hello, host. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know where the denial is coming from. Like, even the name Muhammad is a title, which means praise God.
It is, yeah.
I don't get it.
I mean,
because for me, when you look at the 10 commandments, if they follow the same scriptures, look at and just like Sniper said, Muhammad broke every single one of those 10 commandments.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is the thing. I mean, like, I don't know, because on one hand, I think, especially in Indonesia, I mean, a lot of Muslims, they really refuse the idea of Allah as a generic name or title, but it's true. It was, and I don't know. I do, because I did a little research on this, and really there are evidences. I mean, all over the place, inscriptions, coins, even papyri. Allah is nothing but a title. It's just like God. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't know if you're a Muslim, but I see Allah to be an idol. Like, for me, from the homework that I've done, I mean, I'm happy to be corrected. I think this Allah was one of the gods inside the Kaaba.
First, I'm a Christian, but the thing is, I usually avoid, because in most this interfaith discussion, right? Most people will go to the like the verses, etc., and yet they don't believe each other's books, right? So it's a bit like how do you call it? For me, it's an odd debate, or it's an odd discussion, because it's not objective. It's subjective all the way, and it's just like people interpreting historical evidence. I think this is where people or an atheist or people non-Christian, non-Muslim would have like a more of an objective perspective, because it's easier to, like the word Allah, the theophoric names, as you mentioned, how the prophets were copied. Those are, I mean, regardless of one's belief, it's just clear that that's the case. Yeah.
For me, I'm an ex-Christian, and I have my reasons.
Wait. And
you just said that, Solution, you just got here, relax. You just said
the Quran was sent for Arabs only. How does that make sense? So was the Bible for only Greek
people? Let me drop you, and then you can come back when you learn some manners. Now, so Rab, for me, I'm not a Christian. I don't stay on any side, but for me, it is hard to deny that Islam is Arab imperialism. Number one, I found so many verses in the Quran that was reinstating that it came for the Arabs and the Arabs only. I have Quran chapter 14 verse 4. I have Quran chapter 12 verse 2, and there was another one that says, had we not revealed it in a Quranic something, I can't remember. Number two, you call this God my creator, but I have to go and learn how to pray in another man's language to my creator. It can never make sense to me, because I have a child. My child does not have to go and learn another language to ask and demand for requests from me, you understand? Number three, what's it called? I heard that even if I'm a non-Arabic speaker, let's say that I accepted Islam today, although I can still pray in my own language, but eventually I will still need to learn the Arabic. I'm sorry, to me, this is why I don't believe in a God, because I feel like a God that's supposed to be for the whole world would not have chosen a specific group of people, in my own opinion, you know? So, Solutions, you can come back up, but please, you need to just relax. Don't come in, I'm not a fighter, I'm a lover.
Okay. So you're an atheist, right?
Yes, my darling. I don't believe in God.
Okay, to get this straight, okay. So do you know I'm just saying in general, you know the Bible was written in Greek. So was that meant to be for Greek people only?
Yes.
Oh, so it was.
Yes.
Okay. That doesn't make sense. Like, you know you can read the Quran in different languages, you know that?
Can you pray in a different language?
Yeah.
Like 5 prayers a day?
Of course
you would have to.
Say that again.
Wait, what did he say?
Can I do my 5 prayers in a different language?
No, you can't.
Why?
In Arabic. Why can't you?
Yes.
Because that's what God made it to be.
Because
Like, we can't go against it.
Allah only speaks Arabic. That's right.
Firstly, why would you even put God in Arabic into like God's?
Why would God put the Quran in Arabic if it's not supposed to come in Arabic?
Because the Arab people were the first to accept the Prophet was Arab.
There we go. You just answered my question.
You know, Zaki, I mean, to be fair
You just
to you,
answered my question. Thank you.
How?
Yeah, to
I'm
be fair
Muslim,
to
I'm
you.
not Arab.
Yeah, I know, Zaki. Let
Yeah,
me
because
explain to
Islam
you.
spread through war and colonization. That's how it got to you, mate.
Exactly. I was
Same
gonna.
as Christianity, same as every other religion.
Absolutely, I agree. But we're talking about Islam right now, so you just have to accept that.
No. Zaki, let me
what's your
explain to you. It has everything to do with, as the host mentioned, it's about the geopolitical situation at that time in the Middle East in the 7th century. So there is the whole Arabization that's happening until today. It's because if you notice my picture, my profile pic, it's actually an Indonesian shadow puppet, which is this fatwa that says that this shadow puppet becomes haram in my country. So this Arabization, it happens all over the world because your religion is very much specific from Arab. You have to use the language, etc. And the culture, everything, the fiqh, etc. in the hadith, those are all from Arabs.
Okay,
And you enforce it to all over the world. This is why we even lose our traditional dresses, clothing, etc. Because most of people now are forced to wear the hijab. So we're losing ourselves, our identity because of this Islam.
Okay, firstly, you know, Islam was the only.
Sorry, Solution, 1 second. Rab, I also have a friend from Indonesia, and he tells me how Islam has completely just, shut down people's culture, shut down their tradition, and it's Arab imperialism. Solution, you can't deny this.
To do with Arab. Okay,
Solution, historically speaking, we know how Islam spread. We know.
Okay. I'm Somali, you know, I'm from Africa.
Ooh, that's one of the worst places in the sense of where Islam completely ruined. Not worse as a country, but Islam has done damage to Somalia, man. Damn.
Wait. Can you elaborate? In what sense?
Islam has done a lot of damage to Somalia. I know that majority of the population are Muslim. Let me tell you why. A lot of I've seen a lot of Somali Muslims. When you see a Somali that's an ex-Muslim, hold on. You said you want me to explain now? Let me explain.
Not lying.
I'm not lying now.
Okay, go.
Now, so can I ask you a question? What was Somali's culture and tradition before Islam? And did the Somalis believe in any god before Islam? Yes or no?
Okay, we had. Okay, this is what I've heard from like my ancestors and stuff like that. Basically, you know, I'm gonna say one fact. You know, Somalia was the first country, one of the first people to acknowledge Islam. You know that, apart from Arab countries. You know that.
Yeah, and Islam has ruined Somalia.
No, wait. Okay, firstly, in Islam, in Somalia, before we accepted Islam, you know, we believed in one God. We didn't idol worship. We didn't do nothing. I don't know what it's called. I'm not sure what we believed in specifically, but we believed there was only one God. That's why we accepted Islam very quickly compared to other countries. So yeah, basically. And how?
Right. And also, Solution. Let me tell you another reason why it's ruined Somalia. Your country has a very high rate of child marriage. When you look at the Quran, when you follow the Sunnah of the Prophet, child marriage is allowed in Islam. Secondly, they said they wanted to change the law. I don't know which year it was, a couple of years ago, but people protested and said that we will be going against the Sunnah of the Prophet. FGM is very prevalent as well in Somalia. I'm not saying not just in Somalia. Wait, let me. Yes, it is.
You're lying.
FGM is also encouraged by Islam. Some of the school of thought thought said that it is recommended. Some of them said that it is obligatory. I think there's one school of thought that said it's obligatory. So that's one of the reasons why I feel like Islam has ruined Somalia. And I've seen like Somali people even fight themselves, especially when they see like a non-Muslim Somali. It's almost like you're not one of them.
Okay,
and
firstly, I have family members that are not Muslim that are Somali. Secondly, you're talking about before. I'm saying right now, majority of Somalia is Muslim. I can acknowledge that.
And that's sad.
Okay, how is that sad?
Because they've abandoned their own culture and tradition for an Arabian culture.
Somalis still, you know, anywhere Somalis go, if it's the West, if it's anywhere else, they still keep their culture, even if
no, they don't keep their culture. The hijab is not Somali culture, that's Arabic culture. Wearing a hijab is not Somali culture. Ghost, 1 second. Wearing a hijab was never Somali culture. Somali women did not have to dress like that until Islam came.
Do you know people before people wore modest clothes in general?
Look, we can be modest without hijab. I understand.
How
but the hijab.
Modest without hijab?
Also, do you mean I have to cover my head to be modest?
Yes, you're so brainwashed, Saki.
Do you think I have to cover my head to be modest?
Oh my God! You can think whatever you think. I can't force it.
Yeah, Somalia has been ruined by Islam, and I wish they would liberate themselves from this dangerous ideology.
Liberation is fiction. You are all slaves to something, whether it be your desires or your creator.
Ghost Tiger, it's not your turn
am
to
a
speak
slave
here.
to
I'm
my
speaking to
creator.
Solution. I'm not speaking to you. I'm speaking to the Somali guy.
Well, if he wants to speak, he can speak.
I will tell him when to speak. I'm the host.
Go on then.
Thank you. Amos. Now,
Honestly, I'm not a female, so you can't call me Naya. If you're gonna say something,
Can Rabjono explain about history about coin and history about the Islam? Can you please?
Bro, I don't understand what you're saying.
No, what he meant, brother, because I did a small study. Shalom, brother. I mean, about
I've
Islam.
got one question for the host. Just 1 sec, and then you guys can speak.
Yes, about coin and on the history about the
okay,
Islam.
ask me your question because I'm going to be driving soon, so I'm going to be muted. I'm going to let you guys speak among yourself, okay? So ask me your question.
Maybe he is Rabjono. Big display, please.
Can I say something without you?
Hold on, Taho, 1 second. I think he wants to just ask me a question. Go ahead.
Thank you.
So I got a question for you. Why are you like you said, you acknowledge that Islam, you believe that Christianity is corrupt as well, yes?
Yes, all religions.
Why did you specifically talk about Islam and not say all Abrahamic religions? I don't understand.
Okay, so where when I'm talking about Christianity, why don't you come into my live and listen? Why do you only come when I talk about Islam?
Because I know this is the first time I approached your life.
Exactly. So please don't make assumptions. You understand? Because when we're dealing with Abrahamic religions, I have to do one at a time so I can use your books for references. Do you see what I mean? So maybe another day when I'm talking about Christianity, feel free to come through as well. Do you see what I mean? So yeah.
Oh wait, where are you from? What's your ethnicity? Just asking.
I'm Nigerian, and sadly, Islam is ruining our country as well. The northern parts, they are unaliving each other like chickens because of the name of Allah. We don't.
But that's nothing to do with Allah.
Yes, it does.
That's just corrupt. That's corruption.
No,
it's not
yes,
to
it
do with
does.
Allah.
The northern part of Nigeria, we have. Let me explain to you now if you don't know. We have 13 states in Nigeria that operate under Sharia law. Do you understand? So I know what I'm saying. Thank you.
Okay, and okay, cool. Can you give me an example of someone doing something in the name of Allah in your country specifically?
Yes, sure. Deborah was unalived in the name of Allah because she was in a WhatsApp group and they were sending religious topics, and she said, "Can you guys keep your religion to yourself? This is not a platform to be discussing religion. Keep your Allah to yourself." And she was a Christian and she was unalived. A 72-year-old woman was unalived because a Muslim man wanted to do ablution in front of her shop and she refused and said no. A butcher was unalived. Look, the list is plenty. Actually, I've written all their names down, and one day we're going to go through the list.
Okay, so
and in your Quran, it states that anybody that wages war against Allah or his messenger, you have to chop off their hands and feet.
Okay.
Last month, let me show you. Wait. Let me show you another one. Wait, last one, and then you can speak. 1 second. This one happened back in May. Let me show you quickly, please. 1 second. And then I have to mute and let you speak because I need to go out. Where's the picture? This is a 12-year-old boy that had both of his hands amputated underneath your Sharia law because according to Quran chapter 5 verse 38, anybody that steals, this is their punishment. So it's inhumane. We don't want your Sharia. We don't want Islamic laws because it's barbaric.
Why? Okay, is that the northern part of Nigeria, by the way? Just asking.
Say that again?
Was that in the northern part of Nigeria?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Another question. Why is Saudi Arabia, most Arab countries, why are they prospering? Just asking.
Because Saudi Arabia are smart and they have brains in their head and they know that the religion that they brought to us doesn't even benefit anything. Last year, Saudi Arabia... Wait, let me finish. Last year, Saudi Arabia still celebrated Halloween because they want to make their country accommodating for all. It is us Africans that have put these silly religions on our head and living by it day by day when we know that Saudi Arabia is evolving over and over again. Look at the state of Somalia. Look at the state of Islam in your country.
Okay, that's not Islam.
Oh my God!
I'm just saying, nothing to do with it. It's just corruption and just.
Yes, it does. Islam has a lot to do with it. Why did you guys not want to increase the age of marriage in Somalia? Because your prophet slept with a 9-year-old.
Okay, firstly, you're just chatting shit now. Because firstly, in Islam,
don't ever tell me I'm chatting shit because I've not been rude to you. If you're gonna be rude to me, I'm gonna cuss you back out. Don't be rude to me.
Okay, you're talking rubbish though. That's
your mum is talking rubbish. How about that? Don't fuck yourself in the comment section. Right, next please. Bells, you're up here now, yeah? Because I need to drive. Thank you. They start getting defensive when you show them facts. Go ahead, girls. Can you moderate for me, sis?
Okay, so who hasn't spoken yet?
And there you go. You call me a Jaria, call me whatever. I'm used to it. I went to a predominantly Somali school where I lived when I went to high school. So all these names you're calling me, I'm not bothered. Jaria, Jahil, whatever. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, if I may, I think the saddest part of all this is actually everything.
Maybe wait, Rapjono.
Yes.
Maybe host, can you display on the big display, Rapjono, please? Thank you.
Okay. Oh, thank you. So I think my friends, my brother and sisters, my Muslim brothers and sisters in humanity, okay? The saddest part for me is actually all these things, all these sad things occurred or happened just because of this fake, I'm really sorry to say this, unfortunately made up belief system. The very reason I said it's a made up belief system, again, everything, so I did try to do a bit of research, and what I found is really, again, even not the teachings, this everything that is wrong in these teachings. I was surprised. I was wondering why there are such teachings that are so inhumane, and apparently it's because it's a man-made. Because it's fake. Because again, not only the Prophet, the Mecca itself, the city, okay, it didn't exist. It did not exist in the 6th century, where the Prophet's supposed to be born. Really, come on. If any Muslims, come on, can you address this? Okay, Ghost, you said it did exist. Can you provide any data that validate the existence of the city of Mecca?
Yes, because Abraham built the Kaaba.
Yeah, show me any proof, because you see, again, let me show you this. This is the trade links, okay, between the Roman and the East, from the Roman empires to the Han dynasty. And when you look at this Mecca supposed to be here, there was nothing here. There isn't a single evidence of the existence of Mecca in the 6th century, 5th century, 4th, or even before. Give it a go, guys. I mean, Google it, search it online or wherever. Try to enlighten me, please.
I suppose the city wasn't made back then, but the Kaaba existed. When in Abraham,
that's why.
Abraham made
Okay,
it.
so there is one thing about a claim, okay? One can claim that yes, it did exist, but then you have to show the proof of it. The Umul Qura, okay, the mother of all cities. Please, because if there was no Mecca, then your prophet is just a made-up story.
It's not a made-up story. We have proof
How do you prove it? Because all the evidence.
We have historical artifacts.
No, what kind of artifacts? Please show
I'm
us.
sorry. Can Rabjono explain, please?
Yeah, because again, first of all, there are records of trading routes, okay? Because it's important for people back then, even to now, logistics is important. It's determined the value of goods, okay? So they have records of the cities, of the important places where they have to go. So all the historical records from here and the other one, for example, the same goes. It's just simply didn't exist. Mecca didn't exist.
It did exist. It's just that they didn't call it Mecca back then.
Oh, what is it then?
I don't know, whatever they called it before.
Then you have to show whatever they call it. Say, for example, if it's not
I
Mecca,
don't need to show
say why. That means your faith. What is the basis?
It's not a faith. Islam is not a faith. It's a commandment and a lifestyle.
Yeah. How do you still believe in something that is non-existent?
I don't
Come
need
on.
to believe in it because it's true. Because Islam means the one who's
How do you know it's truth? How do you know it's the truth?
Oh, this is stupid. Very stupid.
Because it is.
Yeah, how do you
If
know?
it is
Come on.
fake, then why are you bothered about it?
No, I'm bothered about it because it cost so many lives, Gos. Did you not
But
see
so
what?
does Judaism cost so many lives. But I'm not
No.
bothered
That's
about
why
it.
you have to address everything. Okay, again, child marriage is one issue. Another thing is
Don't
the
want
Sharia
baby
laws.
consent is a man-made construct.
I care about this because it affects so many lives in the world. Okay.
Yeah, that affects so
I
many
do
lives
care
because
about
it's
the
true,
little
it's
girls.
powerful.
I do care about the children. I do care because of this fake religion. So it's very simple, guys. You don't have to ask about people motivation. Just show that it did exist.
It
Come
did
on.
exist, but they probably didn't.
Yes.
I can show that it did not exist. Come on. There are no single historical records mentioning Mecca.
I don't need historical records.
You don't. That's why you're believing in empty shell.
What are you talking about?
I am talking about this man-made story
It's
that
not
is
man-made.
affecting
Now,
so
you
many.
believe in a man-made text called the Talmud. It's true. It doesn't
Can you
mention
even
in the
provide
Torah.
one single evidence, Gus? Can you?
I just told you we have the Holy Kaaba. We have relics of
come
the
on.
Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
You know, if you talk about Kaaba, do you know when you build a mosque, architectural is very an important thing to consider when you build a masjid. Okay, why? Because of the Qibla.
Yes.
Do you understand
we
this
have
as
the
a
Qibla,
Muslim?
so it unites the Muslim world.
Exactly. So when you build a masjid, the direction, etc., has to be correct. Okay. And this actually leave some historical archaeological evidence in the early mosque. And if you look at early mosques in the 7th centuries, all these mosques, none of them are directed to Mecca. The majority directed to Petra, this,
Then they didn't have all the compasses and technology.
and the
so they had
last
to believe in the
it
intention.
goes randomly without
That's
any
because they
clear
didn't have the
direction.
technology back then.
No. The Zoroastrian and the others, they do have the technology. These people are quite advanced. They can use the stars, etc., astrological evidence to for sense of directions. How do you think people sail at that time if they don't know about all these things?
They would either guess or estimate.
This is way off. It's way off. Come on.
Maybe the people who built
Oh,
it
many
didn't
no,
have the
it's not.
technology.
Come on, you're just being denial. This is
doesn't
typical
matter.
Muslims.
It's way off.
Gus, tiger. Okay, let me show you,
Back
Gus.
then.
All the Muslims that I have encountered, okay, that I have had discussion with, it's very typical. It's just denying without providing any single evidence or proof. You just believe because you believe without a single thing to back it up.
We have evidence.
So what? Show me then.
We have
Please.
artifacts of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Yeah, I just
no,
said.
no. Rapjono, can you explain about again, please?
About which one, brother?
About this picture.
Yes, this shows the Qibla or the direction of the Qibla of the early masjid or mosque in the 7th century. And none of them are directed towards Mecca or Kaaba, okay? Because simply in the 7th century, Kaaba didn't exist. I don't know why it's so hard for the Muslims to understand this.
It did exist.
You see, that's the only thing.
Abraham made it. Abraham.
Yeah. You keep saying that without a single proof. I can show you plenty more evidence.
Please go to original, please. Because it's just full for ignorance at this point.
To be Muslim, but Islam.
Oh my day, shut up. Shut the fuck up. Nobody wants to hear you. Go ahead, original.
Yeah.
I was listening to you people what you're saying about Islam and trying to find where Mecca
again,
was.
I'm not touching your Quran. I'm trying my best
brother, if
Yes?
you look at back in the days, Mecca might have been called something else. Yes.
Okay, mentioning one name. Okay.
Yeah. No, let me finish. Don't overtalk me now, please, brother.
Okay,
yeah?
go on.
Right? Just because you can't find it on the map does not mean that Islam is fake. Okay?
Okay.
Because you're looking at British, Greek, Greek maps. Go and look at Arabic maps, and they'll show you where they are.
Okay, can I explain? Can I respond to that?
I'm asking you a question. Can you show me an Arabic map?
Okay, I can show you Arabic maps. Okay, I will. I do respect you. I will show you Arabic maps, okay? Let me give you the data. Okay, the Arabs. These are the early Arabic maps. Al-Balkhi map.
No. Will you type in, because
These are Arabic maps made by the Arabs. You see.
Maps. I've got Arabic maps, bro. I can show you them as well.
You need the earliest Arabic maps. It's in the 9th century.
No, Arabic. Not just I said Al-Balkhi map. Yeah, 9th century. Please type in Arabic maps.
Can you hold on? Can you hold on?
Yes.
Origin.
Yes.
And maybe Rapjono, please explain about this picture. Thank you.
Yes. So these are the maps that is made from the Arab world. Okay, the earliest, if you notice, the earliest map exists. It's from the 9th century.
Mm-hmm.
This is how recent it was. It's not in the 7th century, so there is no record whatsoever prior to this 9th century.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see? And even so, even the 9th century map, it's really not clear. It's really hard to see. Okay, there's not a lot of information. Even if there is, it's way too late in the 9th century. You can't find anything. And from the historical record, I'll show you. Where is it? Hold on. From the trade route again. The trade route from the 1st and 3rd century, you're talking about name, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is written in this map is Apologo in Iraq, somewhere in Iraq, because the one who recorded this is probably from the Roman Empire. So does this exist today? The name has changed. It's true.
Yes.
You wouldn't find Apologo today, right?
Mm-hmm.
The name has changed, but it exists. The place exists. That's why the trade route would stop here for trading.
Mm-hmm.
When you go to the Hijaz, regardless of the name, whatever name here, there was nothing here.
Okay. Do you know?
That's why all the traders, none of them stopped here.
Bro.
So all the claims, hold on, original, I haven't finished. Let me speak a little bit more. So all the claims about the Qura in the Sirah, when you say Khadija was a trader, go back and forth to Siam, to Alexandria, it was not true because there's no trader stopped here. So Khadija was a traitor, Muhammad was a traitor, Abdullah was a traitor, Abdul Muttalib was a traitor. Those are all just made up story because there's no city, there's nothing here. It's a fake city, yes.
Then you just said to me, bro, these are Greek and British maps, yeah? Or westernized maps. I want show me an easternized map from the 9th century.
That's why instead it's the burden. You see, brother, the burden of proof is on you. You have to show us.
No, brother. I can look, brother.
Come on.
You've got to understand. Certain cities in Africa didn't exist. Yeah. Certain countries didn't exist in Africa.
You definitely don't know.
Let me finish, please, brother.
Okay.
Yeah? Let me finish. Yeah. They were named later on. For you just to go off by a map because you can't see Mecca. Yeah. Right.
There is
right, and it was called something else within its prior date. Yeah. Because if you look into more detail, bro, there were cities within little cities around that area. Right. And you're not looking deeply into that area. Yeah, you're just looking at the outsets, of the map, right? Now,
this is why we have to educate.
Let's be honest, brother, right? I don't know why people are so against Islam because
no, it's not about against Islam, brother.
You are, brother, because you're trying to prove that it's wrong. It's not,
No one cares.
Love. No one's disrespecting you. You don't have to mock anyone here.
Yeah, no one cares. You're coming here to play victim. We're having a conversation. Stop playing victim. Just focus. Everybody's so against Islam.
Look.
No one cares.
Original, from your accent, I assume that you're from the UK, okay?
Yes, I am from the UK, my brother.
Yeah, I know. So you're familiar.
Why do they have to scream and shout and make it out like I'm...
Calm down, brother. So you're familiar.
Let me finish. Are you a Christian?
Yeah, let me. It's regardless. We are trying to have an objective discussion. I am. But we are trying to have an objective discussion here. Okay. Come on, original. You must be familiar with the University of Durham in the UK. Okay, this is a PhD.
Yeah, Rob, please. If you're a Christian.
Yes, I am. But let's discuss about Mecca.
If he's gonna keep crying, just drop him. We're not.
The British lady.
Just drop him. I don't have time for nonsense. Stop crying.
Okay, my Muslim friends and brothers. Okay, let me show you this. This is a PhD dissertation from the University of Durham. Okay, see here. It's a Muslim, done by a Muslim, talking about a Meccan trade and prior to the rise of Islam, okay? So if we look only from the Islam perspective, from the Quran, the Hadith, the Sirah, all the Kitabs, etc., you will really find Mecca from the Islamic history. These are the trade routes from the Islam's point of view. You see, they all stop in Mecca. This is the claim by the Muslims. Okay, the claim that there was a big city, a metropolitan city called Mecca. All the traders will stop here, etc. They even, in the Kitabs, in the Sirah, etc., they have the names of the markets. Okay, name of the market, everything here. It's available from the Islamic perspective. What we are trying to do here is actually to validate whether or not this claim is based on fact. Unfortunately, this is not the case. This is what I'm trying to say. I'm not disrespecting your prophet, I'm not disrespecting or whatever. This is purely based on historical facts. There was not a city called Mecca in the 6th, even 7th century, and I can show you that. Come on, I've done a bit of research on this, and it's not just
sorry,
me.
brother. Rob, 1 second. Sniper, you know you used to say this all the time. Sniper actually has posed a challenge for any Muslim to show the map of Mecca before this.
Yeah.
Today, Sniper, have you had any response? Sniper's always said this.
Exactly. This is actually, again, this is not a new question or challenge. This was asked decades ago. It was, and also I think that the most quite controversial one was by Professor Patricia Krohn back in the 80s. Okay, that is the reason why this thesis came out in 1991 because of that book by Professor Patricia Krohn. But up to today, okay, there are lots of Muslim professors, there are lots of scholars in Islam. Why can't they show a single solid evidence about the existence of this metropolitan city called Mecca? Why is it so difficult? For me, the only answer is because it simply didn't exist. We can't force things that is not true.
Brother,
Yes.
do you mind if I try and help a little bit?
Yes, go ahead, brother.
You're all right, sister. There's further evidence to prove that you are 100% correct, and it lies within their own construction. So when they, in the original days, in the very early 9th century days, when they started building mosques or masjid, whatever they wish to call it, they pointed towards Petra in Jordan, not the Qibla. They built and constructed with the direction of their mosques towards Petra, because there was no Mecca, and in those days, the buildings and the constructions at Petra were the oldest and the holiest things that were above land. Because nowadays, what people don't take into consideration when they're looking back at biblical text or any text referring to places or identities, was they were underground, they are buried, they are archaeology. For example, the Tower of Babel, the Library of Babel, they were all under land. And even though they were spoken about in religious scripture and religious text, there was no sign of them on land. So in the 70s and 80s, when satellite technology came around and we could see, plot and locate and dig, we found the locations of certain biblical places. So this is the problem that they have. They're basing their opinion on something that wasn't even there, and even what is there to present the startings of the faith, of their presumed faith, they're pointing in the wrong direction. They're pointing towards another country, Jordan, not Mecca, and that is found, and that is there. There is no getting around it. That the altars and shrines in the places of these places that they built point towards Petra. I'll just land my plane there.
I mean, as shown here on the screen, none of these early mosques or masjids in the 7th century were built with the Qibla directed towards the Kaaba in Mecca. They're all towards Petra here. So that is, I mean, I don't know.
Another thing, so I believe it was the trade routes were high level, so there was no up and down and up and down and up and down through the terrain. The obvious course for mankind to take is the shortest route, which is all at one level, not up and down mountains in and out. You give them a swerve or whatever, which dictates that they never went downhill to Mecca. That's why there was nothing there, because they only went downhill, to have a bit of a seaside time, which they never done anyway. It's all garbage. But thank you for putting up with me.
Oh, thank you, brother. Yeah, thank you. And really, I'm still waiting. Any Muslims, please, I mean, let us know, enlighten us, or enlighten me personally. I really need to know, because I've been wondering for, I don't know, when I first heard about the hadith and all the others not so nice things about this one particular religion, it keeps on, I don't know, in my head. I was like, is this really true? I mean, it's hard for me to believe that this is something from from something greater, because it's just research about Mecca and all the others. It's just too clear to me that this is really made up.
For a religion to said to be true, to be aligned with historical facts.
Hello, can I say something, please? Hello.
Yes, brother, go ahead. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I think I have some points to prove here that actually Islam and Allah was not really an ideology. It was just Muhammad that created it to meet his need. And I have proof to that effect. And I'm going to prove that with certain things that happen in the past. Now, if you have your Quran, you can go to this verse for me, please, quickly. It has to do with Muhammad getting married to his adopted son wife. You all probably hear of the story. And when the shame that come with marrying your adopted son wife, when the people at that time started making mockery of him, Muhammad came up one day with this revelation from Surah. I'm coming 1 second, please. Yeah, Surah 33 verse 37. If you have your Quran, you can open it. Surah 33 verse 37. So the story is like Muhammad went to visit his adopted sons at home. When he got there, he realized he was not there, but he met his wife almost unclad. Basically, she was not dressed fully, and when Muhammad lusted after her, and at the end, what happened is that he forced his adopted son to divorce the woman. Her name is Zainab. Most of you probably have heard the story. So Zainab, her name is Zainab. He hissed and jumped and he left. So at the end of the day, Muhammad came up with the revelation, Surah 33, like I've said. Surah 33 verse 37. When he forced the man to divorce him. The lady Zainab, and he married Zainab. He married Zainab. So what happened is that you begin to imagine Allah revealed a revelation that legalizing marrying her. Does that make any sense to anyone? But that is not all. Aisha in Hadith, and I'm going to quote it here in the book of Suckling, Sahih Muslim 1464, Aisha in Hadith. Aisha asked a very succinct question. She asked, Aisha said, "It seemed to me that your Lord hastened to satisfy your desire." Does that make any sense to anybody? Aisha was asking, why does it like anything that you want? The Lord, Allah just make it up, give you a Quran to justify it. Why did ask the question? The background is that the Allah messenger said, any woman that gives herself to him is legalized. So that is my point. Oh yes, the adopted son wife, to go further, was his cousin actually. If you put me on the screen, break it down for you. The adopted son's wife was his cousin actually. So it was the lady his adopted son married was Muhammad's cousin. So he married her, and so
The cousin of Prophet Muhammad, right?
Yeah. Zainab is his cousin. And so what happened, what leads to that was that he stopped adoption. With them. They tell you that the reason they stopped adoption was they just justify these things, and it's crazy. The more you dig into Islam, the messier it become, and it just keeps disgusting you. Yeah, that is the Quran verse there, 33 verse. So you can check Muhammad, Sahih Muslim 1464b. where Aisha made the statement, it seemed to me that your Lord just hastened all your desire. Then you can check the background to that story about. So it's really crazy. We need to, I believe people need to speak up against this, whichever way you can, because you need to push this to Muslims. They need to defend this. I've had conversation with a lot of them today on X, and trust me, it's crazy. It's just crazy.
Maybe so crazy.
I mean, can I just say that's not the only one. The prophet received many convenient revelation. If you look at chapter 66, verse 1, that was when he wanted to carry on sleeping with Maria the Copt, which was a slave that was given to him. So what happened was that Aisha and Hafsa caught him, and then boom, a revelation came down. It's very convenient.
Yeah, that happened because I think she was a slave. First of all, they caught him having sex with the girl. I don't know how to use that word, having sex with her. And when they asked, she was angry. What the wife that he was using her. This is the story. The story is that one of the woman will be jealous. When the woman got jealous, and the guy got embarrassed, the guy promised the woman that, oh, this will never happen again. Then all of a sudden, Allah revealed a revelation that permit him to do whatever he want to do with the slave girl. So, I mean, now I was doing a research about, and some of you can find this out, and there's a fatwa about if you've heard of the word tying. Tying is, you can spell it as Thighing. If any of you know the background to tying, is when the dude married Aisha was so small, and the only way you could use it to satisfy his sex is to take his genitalia, his male genitalia, and put it between her thigh and rub it. It's the height of perversion, and I don't know how to explain this. It's the height of perversion. So what he does is that Aisha was so small, and what he does is just take his genitalia and put it between her thigh and rub it.
It's Bola. And actually, according to some of the scholars, like the school of thought, if you go in details, you're allowed to use the child's hand as well to masturbate. You know, if she's too small for you to put your bola inside of her.
Yeah.
This is perversion. I'm sorry.
Perversion at the highest. I took interest in this, and what I am finding out is, like, I'm just scared. It's one of the craziest things. Then you imagine why people.
And then they will tell us this is, and you know, it's almost like cognitive dissonance, because upon all these things we're reading, you're still adamant that this is the best example for humanity. It's I don't know whether the brain just doesn't connect. I don't know what it is. It's the dissonance is it's too much.
Literally today I've had conversation with somebody on X, and at everywhere you try to pin the guy, he just find a way to just rationalize it. It's crazy. It's one of the craziest things. I mean, all of a sudden, when I brought up the issue of Mohammed married to his cousin, which is his adopted wife, he went on and said Charles Darwin married his cousin as well. So there's a whole lot of false equivocation that they just bring in to justify this thing. And the more you think about it, they just can't be consistent. Logic will just fly out of the bus. They will throw their prophet under the bus. Their scholars become trash. Everything, so they can't be consistent. So I just believe Christians should know this thing. I don't know for whatever reason, but have this information, because a lot of Christians are being deceived to converting, and children are also being deceived into this. So if you have this information, to me, I believe you'll be much prepared. I am going out with I have a Pakistani girlfriend that she's not, I will not say she's, what language will I use? I will not say she's so deep in it. She's open to have conversation. When she met me, the first thing she told me was she wanted to do love jihad in me, tell me to convert and become. That is the only way we could. Then I began to push this idea to her, and she become very, very receptive to it. But if I don't have this information, Islam is nice, Islam is peace, and you accept it. There are a whole lot of lecturers that say this statement, Islam is a nice religion, Islam is peace, and it's not true. So you guys should have this information. It's just pick one thing and you begin to see all these things. The religion is crazy. The religion is crazy. It is.
They will still deny it. Like, I don't know what to say.
Any Abdul in the house, come up and defend your prophet. Any Abdul, come up and defend your prophet. They wouldn't come up because when they come up, next thing is they will scream, they will shout, they will insult, and they will leave.
There is one, hello everyone, there is one guy saying all the time, free Palestine, and when Ebola was showing that someone cut this little boy's arms off because he had stolen some phone, I don't know, and he said actually, yeah, that's a good thing. Why are you crying about Palestine and saying that is a good thing when a little child gets his arm chopped off? It's very contradictional. Very contradictional. Like, how can you say that you are a human being? Where are your? You said that you can use your brain. I really doubt that you can really use your brain. Like, where did the humanity go? Where?
Maybe his brain in your leg, bro.
Really, it's. And actually, you know what scripture was saying and everything? Yeah, everything what he just said is true. You can find it. You can find it. And still, this is happening. I'm an ex-Muslim. It is happening. You know why we have to put more clothes on as a woman? Because your father can look at you sexually, your uncle, everyone. Because their brain works when they see a woman, they sexualize them. Yeah? Don't tell me that your Islam is all, loving and everything. No. It's just men who are out of control. And people who are Christians and pointing this out, I don't care if they're Christians. I'm already glad that people are pointing this out. I don't care even.
And spirituality, did you know that here in the UK, the NHS are really struggling with these defects that are coming from cousin weddings? And I don't want to blame a particular group of people, but they did mention the Pakistani, and I think it's been induced by Islam, to be quite honest. The Prophet married his cousin. You can marry your adopted son's wife. You can have slave women. Everything is about sex. The concept of Jannah is about sex.
I will share something. No, I don't have something. No, I don't have. Don't project your own shit on me. You know what happened? My cousin, who went through a very hard, divorce. She was sitting with my uncle and telling him, brother, this happened and that happened to me. You know what she did, Jabola? He tried to molest her and then said, yeah, if you want, I can marry you, so you will have still a man. Because this weird thing of cousins marrying each other can happen. And nobody was saying, what the F are you doing? Only I said that.
That's just sick. And there's this thing about like marrying. Oh, Jojo, please. There's this thing about marrying. And is it true that in Islam you've completed half of your deen just by getting married?
Yeah. So Maurice, if you want to say something to me, go ahead.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm good. Yeah. So the reason I said that is because my mind doesn't work the same way that you said about like even fathers sexualizing daughters, and because I have two sisters and I've never.
Are you a Muslim?
No.
Okay, I was talking about Muslim men.
Oh.
Thank you.
Do they do that?
Yes, they do. You know why? The reason why they put headscarves on their daughters, sisters, mothers, and whatever, it's not so they can be like submissive, or that's holy, or the woman's body is holy. No, because every potential pum they can marry if they want.
I just told you of a story of how the prophet married his cousin. This cousin was also married to his adopted son. So this is not something that we are making up. These are facts. These are things documented in their most trusted document. There are Quranic verse that justify it, and there are hadith, Sahih hadith, which is the authentic hadith that practically put this out there. So this is not a made-up story. So these are facts within the Islamic context. So I want to say something concerning 72 virgin in Jannah. Sometimes when we make this statement, people think we made it up.
Yeah, that's completely unnatural.
Do you understand now what we are trying to do here? And
yeah.
I'm an atheist. I don't believe in any God. But the base of this, yes, Islam is a very dangerous religion. But if humanity existed through Adam and Eve, through incest, no wonder that people are thinking like this.
Yeah, it's kind of unnatural, though. I feel like you'd have to force yourself to think that way.
Yeah, the Adam and Eve, as much as it can never make sense to me. It can never, ever.
Bash, Saudi Arabia did not abolish slavery. Slavery is ongoing in the Middle East. I've lived in the Middle East before, so I'm not speaking from the point of what I don't know. I speak from the point of what I do know. It's only in the Middle East that African slaves are traded as they call it, house help or whatever you call it. It's ongoing today as we speak. If you go to the UAE, you still have slaves that bring they don't call it technically slave, but these people that goes in there and they use them as house help, they are practically in the context of slave, because they seize your passport, they confine you in a place for as long as they want. They don't pay them well, they use them off.
They sleep with them as well.
They sleep with them as well. So I have lived within that environment before. So don't make that your simplistic statement that they've abolished slavery. Slavery is still ongoing in the Middle East.
Actually, on that too, have you heard of the left shoulder?
Yeah, those are black people.
Yeah, which is, I think it's kind of crazy. Especially if you're black and you go to Islam, like you're already created for hellfire. So what's the point?
There are two.
When I see black people like being in Islam, it's just in my head. It's like a contradiction. Like it's weird. It disturbs me a little bit. Yeah.
Women.
If you're black and you're a woman,
Islam is one of the craziest thing for me. A woman be converted to Islam is like, what will I relate that to? Like you're throwing.
It's like a chicken entering KFC and expecting to be served, not knowing that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really like that. It's really like, I have sisters who are still a Muslim, and I showed a lot of things to them. You know what they did? They got really like a burnout. They said, can you please stop giving me these sources that, I said, the reason why you have this kind of freedom is because you live in Holland. Holland give you this, not your religion.
Yeah, but you're really attacking what they believe, so it's going to be hard for them to.
Yeah, I mean it's not easy. When you speak with them, they deny. Once the steps is they first of all deny, then they at the end of the day they become agitated, they insult, then black out, then they go home and they think about it. And once you start thinking, you are on your way out of Islam. If you allow your mind to think, a thinking Muslim is an ex-Muslim. That is just it.
Married, I said, would you allow your husband, because he looked at a girl and she was jealous. I said, would you allow your husband to marry another woman or multiple women? And she said no. I said, okay, but you have to because you are a Muslim woman. You have nothing to say in that. She said, no, he has to ask me and I have to allow him. I said, no, you don't. And I showed her, and she didn't talk with me for a couple of weeks after I said that.
Even after you showed her?
Women in my family are not allowed to talk with me. When they talk with me, men come in front of my door saying, don't brainwash our woman or our daughter. Yeah, and I don't live in Saudi Arabia. I don't live in Turkey. I don't live in the eastern countries. I live in the middle of Europe. I live in Holland. Yeah? Yeah, I have to still be careful, yes.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Is it like a neighborhood thing or is it a family thing?
It is neighborhood and family thing. You know how many times, like I have Muslim neighbors, and they talk with me and they said, one time they said to me that I have still faith, which they call Iman. And one day I will come back again to Islam because I have a very good heart. Yeah? And I said to them, well, I believe that one day you will all be atheists. And she looked at me shocked. I said, what you are doing is the same what I'm now doing. That inshallah, mashallah, how are you good? How are you? They cannot say even I'm good. They say, alhamdulillah, I'm not a Muslim. Why are you saying, my brother, when he calls me, he said, salamun alaikum. I said, if you call your government, do you say salamun alaikum or do you say hello? I say hello. Well, when you call me, you have to say hello. I don't want your salam of your Allah.
Okay, I have a question though.
Also, if you say salam alaikum to a Muslim, they're not supposed to greet you back anyway.
Yeah, exactly. This is crazy.
I have a question then. So, you're a former Muslim, completely atheist though.
I read first the Quran in my own language that I can understand. How more I read it, how more I thought, what the F is this kind of fairy tale book where is all the time someone is killing someone, unaliving someone. And then after I start to read a lot of Bible and Torah and everything, same thing. It's the same shit in a different code. Then I said, you know what? Never mind. As a woman, I don't understand how you can be religious. I don't. I'm sorry, ladies. I'm sorry if there is a believer here. I cannot grasp the idea that you are believing in some kind of God from this Abrahamic religion and you are a woman. I'm sorry, I can't. I can't grasp that idea. And you shout out that you want equality. What kind of illusion are you at, sister?
I have to go to work.
Well, have you ever read the New Testament then?
I will. You know what?
Where'd he go? Have you ever read the New Testament though?
No, I will not. I don't have space in my brain is not braining when I'm reading that kind of stuff.
That's fair. So the only reason I brought that up is because you said that you read the Bible and that women are treated bad, but in the New Testament it's told that a man should treat a woman as if the woman his own body, so not allowed to do anything negative to that woman.
I want to ask you something. Yeah. I think you're a Christian, right?
Yeah, I'm Christian.
Okay. Do you believe in a masculine God?
In a masculine God?
Yeah. Do you call him he, she, or it?
So God is called he in the Bible, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he's quote unquote masculine, because God's a spirit. So I would say since humankind is created in his image, that includes male and female. So
You call female she and mother. You call your God the Father, the Lord, he. So therefore, your God is masculine.
Well, yeah, but you can't equate it to the same way that you would. You can't equate God the same way that you would equate us creatures and animals, which are limited to.
Have you noticed in Abrahamic religion, it's always a he. All these prophets are he. It's like God hates speaking to women, and that's where the patriarchy comes from. And I'm not going to lie, the New Testament does contain some things that are against women. I was a Christian for over 20 years of my life as well, and that's one of my reasons. Like, why would I be in a system where you see me as less? Why would I be in a system where you're telling
Yeah, don't jump me now though. But yeah, so it's
knows more of the Bible than I do. I appreciate when my sister is jumping in her panel. She's the host. She can say whatever she wants.
Oh no! When I say don't jump me, I mean like don't gang up on me. Not like don't talk.
I'm gonna beat you up.
Why? I didn't do nothing.
Oh wait. Val joined the live stream because she was an ex-nun, so I think she has more to say about this New Testament of yours than I do.
I mean, yeah, if you want to discuss it, we can discuss it. I have no problem.
I mean, I don't know if you believe in the Trinity as well, yeah? But the Trinity, one second, the Trinity gives us Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. And yet, Jesus was able to use Mary's pom-pom and her womb, yeah? And it should at least be married. You can't have a son without a mother. It is impossible. It is impossible. It can never be. It's like your God used Mary and yet couldn't even add that to the Trinity.
You're kind of cutting out. I didn't hear a lot of that. Can you repeat that? I couldn't hear you.
Okay, go ahead. I'll wait for a bit. Go ahead. My internet's back. You guys carry on.
Well,
making Allah's wife mad.
yeah, Maurice was asking me if I was an ex-Muslim, and then asked me why I became atheist, and asked me if I read the New Testament, that it was more woman-friendly.
Definitely a lot more woman-friendly than you were talking about. You were saying it's the same as Islam.
So, Val.
I'm Christian.
Are you Christian?
Yeah. She said that the Bible treats women the same as Islam, and I'd have to completely disagree on that. Huh?
It does.
Okay. Are you familiar with both?
I am familiar with the book. Yeah.
Okay. So in Islam, it is stated that beat your wife. In the Bible, it's not.
Sorry, can I just say something quickly? Stella, I think you said so, Stella.
So in the Bible, actually, God not only condemns men for harming their wives, he also does it very harshly, to the point of it can be,
The only women in the Bible.
Wait, repeat that?
The only women in the Bible.
No, there was a woman judge. Are you familiar with the judges? So the judges were...
When we talk about women, we're not talking about wives. We're talking about women as a human race.
So she specifically mentioned women in marriage. So that's why I brought women as wives. Now in the Bible, there are also strong women. There was a woman judge, which in the Old Testament, when the children of Israel came into the Promised Land, there was several judges like Samson that were endowed with the Holy Spirit. There was a woman. I gotta find her name though.
Marisa, I understand what you're saying, but I'm looking at the bigger picture.
Yeah.
As humans,
so
women were subjugated. The women were subjugated in the Bible.
Pull up.
And God never. And God doesn't. One instance. I'm giving you an.
Yeah.
David's wife. We're going to be essayed. Hold on. David's wives were going to be essayed because David committed adultery with Bathsheba. What did the wives do?
Can you bring up the verses and we can go through it? Because right now you're just saying stuff.
Just saying stuff. Okay, give me a minute. I'll give you the verses. Are you with your Bible?
I can pull it up. Hold on.
Hold on. Let me get my scriptures.